And earlier this week, Democratic Congresswoman Madeleine Dean confronted Mike Johnson, saying the president is unhinged and unwell. Watch this video closely, and you'll just notice how Johnson doesn't necessarily deny either statement. This is what I was talking about with Chris.
The president is unhinged. He is unwell.
What are you doing? A lot of folks on your side are, too. I don't control
Oh, my God, please. That performance in front of the generals, that
I didn't see it.
is so dangerous. You know I serve on Foreign Affairs and Appropriations. This is a collision of those two things. Our allies are looking elsewhere. Our enemies are laughing.
I just left
you
the
have a
speaker's,
president who is, you have a president who is unwell.
They sure are. Starting us off tonight, it's Democratic Congresswoman Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. I just have to start with that moment between you and Mike Johnson, because it was just one exchange, but it really did seem emblematic of the moment we find ourselves in tonight. Why did you decide to confront him that way?
Well, you know, it was the very first day of the shutdown, and he is at the center of it. And so I saw the opportunity to speak to him, and he and I have conversations over the years. We served on Judiciary Committee together, so I had the moment to talk to him, and I really begged him to lead. I said, we desperately need you to lead. It is his opportunity and his responsibility. But the performance before the generals, the calling in of 800 generals, and the insulting, vain performance by Secretary Hegseth, and then the president's performance after it that was just utterly incoherent. It's alarming to me. You know, the clip you just showed of Macron and other world leaders, they're laughing. I'm not laughing. It's so worrisome. It is so dangerous. So I just wanted him to say that you must recognize, Mr. Speaker, that the president is both unhinged and unwell.
In response, he didn't, at least in the video that we saw, you were in the conversation, didn't seem to say, no, he isn't. He kind of spit it back and said, you have unwell people on your side. What does that tell you?
Using the word too. Yeah, same on your side, too. I think it's pretty obvious. He recognizes there's a problem, that the behavior of the president, we saw it, of course, in Trump 1, but it is markedly different this time around. It is more deteriorated. It is more incoherent. It's always self-serving. We have seen that in Mr. Trump for a very, very long time, I guess his whole life. But this is something I think very dangerous. And it was just a few days before he was on a different stage, on the UN stage, saying unbelievably incoherent and incorrect things. Obviously, complaining about an escalator and a teleprompter, paranoid about those things. The savior and solver of 7 wars. I don't know if you're aware of that, but just absolutely incoherent things. These are 2 very important stages. One stage for his purposes, his vain purposes, and the other the world stage. I am so desperately worried about our standing in the world. As somebody on the Foreign Affairs Committee, literally national leaders speak to us when we have traveled on bipartisan codels to Europe, to the Indo-Pacific, to say America is the indispensable nation. Can we count on you? It looks like the president is trying to take us off the world stage in terms of our credibility as the indispensable nation. I want the speaker to go to the president and say it's recognizable what you are doing and your deterioration. Others need to go around him and be honest with the president.
It's such an important point about how the world leaders and people in foreign capitals view the United States based on the president of the United States. It is, as you know well, and I'll just add to this, when there are meetings with the president of the United States, these leaders get memos and briefings on who they're going to be meeting with, what his vulnerabilities are. This is including with adversaries, right? How they can push him. And when they see someone on the world stage that is weak, that is incoherent at times, that is confusing, that isn't using facts, that weakens the U.S. standing. Let me ask you, I just wanted to echo that point. It's such an important one. Let me ask you, because as you noted, we're on day 2 of the government shutdown right now. People across the country are being impacted. As I've stated 1,000 times already in the last 2 days, this is about health care subsidies for the American people. That's what Democrats are standing up to extend. Mike Johnson, I don't want to take any blame off of him here at all. That's not what I'm trying to do. But he takes his direction from President Trump. And yes, right now it seems unclear, but I want to get your thoughts on kind of how we get an end to this when the person who's leading the White House, you described him as unwell. How do we get to the other side? Does he know how to get to the other side? Does he understand the issues? How do we get there?
I'm hoping there are some adults in the room who will say, actually, this is relatively simple. You are using this shutdown, and Vote is using this shutdown and others to cut health care away from Americans. You know, under the ACA, more than 20 million people have been able to access health care, that health outcomes are better. This continuing resolution, this failure to budget for more than a year, plus the big ugly bill, is just an attempt to rip health care away from those millions of Americans. And so how do we get out of this? I don't know. I do hope we have some leaders in the Senate who will meet up with Democratic leaders in the House, and that the Speaker might be a broker for this, I would wish, that would say, you know what, you're absolutely right. We gave permanent tax cuts to the wealthiest among us, blowing up our deficit. We do have to respond to the American people and make the ACA still affordable to millions of Americans who are just working people.
It's also incredibly popular with the American public, including among independents and Republicans by the numbers. It's like 71%. I know that the part of the clip that I asked you about first is what a lot of people have seen, but I know you also pressed the Speaker on health care. Can you tell us just a little bit more about that part of the exchange?
And I will tell you, Jen, we spoke about many different things, and I give him credit. He and I have done this over the years, and I know he's a busy man. I respect the position he is in. But we had a chance to talk an awful lot. I talked about health care and SNAP benefits and how people were already going to be getting, as of October the 1st, information on their health care and the premiums, and that they might be, and many will be, priced out of health care for themselves and for their families. A family of four making $125,000 a year, they're going to see a premium increase by almost $8,000. That's four people, $125,000 a year, an increase of $8,000. So I said to him, your constituents, my constituents, are going to lose access to health care. Real people are going to be hurt, and their health is going to be hurt. Their children, their seniors, their families. And he said, good. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, you know what? Able-bodied men, they need to be working. Using that old chestnut. I said, actually, your constituents are going to be hurt by this. Working class people are going to be hurt by this. But there is a relishment, sadly, among some Republicans. They want people not to have food supplements. I'm talking about the poorest among us, seniors who need food. So they put up paperwork requirements, hoping to trap people and trip them so they are thrown off. They like saving money that way. I think it's cruel. I think it's immoral. It's also lousy for the economy. That's the other thing. This was an administration that ran on saving people high cost of living. What have they done? They've only increased the cost of living. But I do want to say, with the Speaker, I begged him finally to tell the truth. I said, when you keep saying this is a clean CR, number one, nobody cares what a CR is. They want government to function. You know it's not a clean CR. You owe people the truth about what's going on. That's what I regret the most, that in this climate, there's a willingness on the part of so many politicians in public service at the highest levels to lie for their own purposes.
Congresswoman Madeleine Dean, I think a lot of people are happy you're a person who's willing to go talk to the Speaker about the things that matter to people in this country. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Good to be with you. Thank you.